The American dream is a distraction. When you were a little boy, little girl, a little person, they told you to work hard, get a degree, buy a house, and start a family, and they labeled it as the American dream. But somewhere along the way, the dream became the distraction because while you were chasing the stability, they were selling it to you. And now most people are asleep, living the same script, thinking it's freedom. There's an illusion of security that this dream brings. The dream used to be about opportunity, and now it's about obedience. Work 40 years, retire when you're old, hope your body still works, hope you don't have any major health problems. And you were told that was success. You were told you can actually be free and live your life when you're an old, I wouldn't say old people are broken down, but you are kind of breaking down at that age while you can't live out your life while you're truly young and able to move much more freely and have less responsibilities. But how is it success if it costs your peace, your time, and your sense of purpose? They don't want you free. They want you comfortable enough to never question the authority. There's this sort of system of distraction. The system doesn't need to trap you, but it just needs to keep you distracted for long enough. A new phone, a new show, new drama going on in Hollywood, new debt from maybe school, maybe a car, maybe your house. You work all week just to afford to escape from your work. That's not living. That's sedation. I feel like they call it the dream, but most people are just renting their lives in monthly payments, living paycheck to paycheck. And that's the trade that we never agreed to in life. We just kind of got dropped here. Somewhere along the line, we traded meaning for comfort. We traded our purpose for our productivity. We started measuring success in numbers instead of peace. And we forget the original dream that was supposed to be freedom overall. Not a mortgage, not a job title, not a car loan. Freedom. And to think, like to create, to build something that actually matters over time. There's a real cost of the American dream, and it simply just isn't money. It's an identity. You spend your whole life chasing a version of success that was simply just never yours to begin with. And when you finally catch it, you realize you don't even know who you are anymore. You're a whole different being. You've been living to impress a system that never truly cared about you. And it all comes back to this turning point. The truth is, the dream was never designed for everyone to win. It was built for you to keep moving, keep pushing, keep grinding day by day, show up to your job, come home, or do however your daily life will go, to make sure that you're too busy to notice who's profiting off your exhaustion after that 9-hour, that 8-hour shift that you just had to work, that 10-hour shift you just had to work, the double shift that you just had to work. You were there all day. They sell you purpose like it's a product. Buy this, work harder, you'll be happy soon. It's a fake dream, but you can't buy peace from the same system that'll sell you stress. The real dream now isn't owning more. It's owning yourself. It's owning your time, your energy, your attention. The new dream it's freedom of mind, waking up when you want, building what you love to build, not needing to prove your worth to anyone, because peace isn't simply just bought, it's built. And once you see that, the old dream loses all its power. We were promised that if we worked hard enough that we'd make it. Nobody ever said to us what making it actually means. So we kept running. We keep chasing an invisible finish line that moves every year, moves so much further. A bigger house, a newer car, a higher status in life. The system doesn't reward peace, but it rewards exhaustion, like I said before. Because if you ever stop to question it, you stop consuming. Nobody teaches you how to be content with things. You just grow up thinking satisfaction is laziness. So when you have what you prayed for, your brain still whispers, "What's next? What's next? What's the next step that we take?" That's not ambition, but it's just conditioning you to just be in this forever loving cycle of uncertainty and unsatisfaction. The American dream isn't a goal, but it's a treadmill. And most people spend their lives running in place, decorating their cage, and just calling it success. We talk about inflation and debt, but nobody ever mentions the debt of their soul. You trade your time for money, the time that you have to be alive, which everybody knows it's not that much for everybody. It's different. You buy peace in monthly installments, but it never arrives. We're overworked, we're overstimulated, we're unfulfilled. And not because we're weak, but because the system just rewards our distraction. We don't even notice it's stealing our attention. The most valuable thing that you have. The moment you stop chasing this dream, something terrifying happens. You realize that you don't know what you actually want in life. You only know what you were told to want. That's why freedom feels so uncomfortable at first. Because when you break the loop, you meet yourself for the first time, the version of you that's not performing for approval. And that's when real life begins, in the quiet after the noise. The new definition of success is kind of different in our time. The real dream isn't retiring early now. It's waking up early and not hating your day, your daily routine. It's time freedom. It's creative freedom, mental freedom. It's building a life that doesn't need escaping from. It's very simple. It's to feel something real again, to build something instead of consume it, to own your time, your focus, and your peace. I'll leave this off saying this. The American dream told us comfort disguises freedom, but with comfort without purpose, it's just a slow death. The moment you stop buying in on the lie, you can start designing your own truth. You don't have to burn everything down. You just have to wake up. Because once you see the system for what it is, you'll never start chasing the old dream again. You'll just start building your own. But thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. It's TNL. Like, comment, subscribe, and yeah, American Dream is definitely an interesting one.